in my experience with counseling and coaching people, I've come to realize that while I have said that that sometimes the way forward is to step back, which is to reevaluate your past, I notice how that some people have developed an unproductive way of handling issues of the past. And like I've said before, if you don't know how to tackle certain things that happened to you in the past properly, it will influence your mind. It's not as if the experience is reoccurring in the moment, but it makes some deposits in your mind and it's going to affect your mindset towards how you treat things now. Just like somebody who might have had a relationship heartbreak in the past. You might not be in that relationship anymore, but trust me, there are some things that that relationship and heartbreak has done to your heart and to your mind. And if you're not careful, it will influence and impact the way you handle the next relationship that comes up again. So I've noticed some unproductive ways that people go about it, and I'll just share with you a few of them just to manage our time. And I hope you found them valuable. Now, the first way I've seen people mishandle memories of the past or negative experience of the past is what I'll just caption as avoidance. In other words, they try to avoid it. They try to avoid thinking about it, or they try to avoid talking about it. Maybe if you hear somebody say something like, I don't want to talk about it. Now, I'm not saying that's wrong. Perhaps you yourself, you know how much emotions it will well up in you if you start talking about, if you start narrating the story again. Some of us are very sensitive, unusually sensitive to negative emotions, and so once it's triggered, you can't control it again. But the question I want to ask is, how long would you want to keep up in that way? Don't you think there's a better way to handle it such that you can rethink those memories, you can talk about it, and still be able to pull yourself to get that to some degree, such that it doesn't get to bite you the way it did the initial time it happened. So it's just like an illness. If you keep avoiding it as far, you know you're sick, it's still there. So you're trying to avoid it doesn't mean that it's not there. It will still be there. Sometimes maybe when it comes to the issue of you being hurt by somebody, and we use this cliche statement where we say forgive and forget. And one time I asked somebody, he asked me to forgive and forget. I have a memory faculty, so memory is not there for nothing, it's there for something. So I can forgive, but I can't forget. If I forget, maybe it happened by chance. But I mean, if I forgot ABCD, would I be able to talk right now? So forgiveness is different from forgetting. And so we can't just try to forget certain things because humanly speaking, negative memories stick faster to us. Negative experiences stick faster to our memories than even the positive ones that we've had or we do have. So you can't forget sometimes. So don't the cure or the solution to such memories is not for you to try to forget. Just try and forget about it. It doesn't work that way. Along the line, as you go about your daily life, something will trigger the memory. You will see something, you will see someone, you will experience something again that will trigger the memory in you. So it's there, it's there. So you don't have to try to forget it. So avoidance, trying to avoid talking about it or avoid thinking about it might be temporary soothing, but it's not a long-term solution. Another way I see people make mistakes when it comes to handling their issues of the past is that they fail to take responsibility. And for some, they do more of the blame shifting. So you say, if not, it's because of my parents that this is this and that and that. It's because of him, it's because of that guy. Maybe it was a relationship. Oh, he's the one, he was a bad guy, he didn't value all I have. I did everything for him. I gave him my body, gave him my money, or I gave her this, gave her that, and you just blame here, and you're not taking any responsibility for anything whatsoever. So let me sympathize with you in this regard. Truly, sometimes they themselves have their own wrongs that they did, or they have their own bad side, definitely. But you can't control them. You can't control the outcome of what happens to them. They have their own responsibilities to handle. They have their own. They have their own faults to admit, and if they don't, it's not on you. The best you can control is your own self. The best you can handle is your own self, and so you should you should learn to take responsibility. And to take responsibility, it means you have to deeply evaluate yourself and the experience to see where you fell short, to see what it is about you that also contributed to the mishap, or also contributed to the experience and how it has been so far. So you have to take responsibility for what you can, because things would happen, people will come and go, but then you just have you to you. And so if you have you to you, you have to be responsible. You have to be responsible for yourself. So you have to be able to take responsibility where you need to. The third way I've seen people mishandle experiences from the past, negative experiences or memories, is that they make hasty conclusions or hasty resolutions. So out of the heat of the emotions, they say, I will never do this again. You see, I've heard, okay, this one is quite common. I see people say things like, I don't keep friends and I'll never keep friends. I'll never, people say, I will never trust anybody. And that's because you feel people betray or people fail you when you need them the most. Forgetting the fact that you too, you have also failed people in life. So you don't have to allow emotions control. I'm not saying you should take away. You can't detach your emotions from yourself. You are a human being. Emotions are part of your humanity, but you can regulate how you allow them to influence you. So making such hasty conclusions or hasty resolutions don't bring lasting solutions. Maybe because you gave somebody money, the person didn't appreciate, you say, I'll never give people again. Or you say, or maybe a friend betrayed you or denied you, and then you say, I'll never keep friends again. Those things are, you are saying them out of the heat of the emotions, but you can see from your experience that it's really not a better decision, a wise decision. But you just feel as a way of preserving yourself, you know, but that's not the best. So rather than making hasty conclusions, there is a better way, which I'm gonna talk about either in this broadcast or in the next one I'll do like next week. So, but hasty conclusions and hasty resolutions don't work effectively in the long run, sorry. And the last one I'll talk about is the fact that most times we lack a constructive approach to learning. And what I mean is that, for example, you had a breakup, relationship ended. What do you do in between that time and to the time you find another relationship? You tried a shot at your goals or your business and it failed. What are you doing in between the time it failed to the time when you want to start or make another attempt? So in between, you have to fill the gap. And the best I would tell you to do is to fill the gap with learning, more wisdom. Bible says in Proverbs, is it 21, 22? I can't remember. It says, through learning a house, through wisdom a house is built, through understanding it is decorated, through knowledge it is established. So wisdom, understanding, knowledge. You know, when you talk to people about, let me speak as a relationship coach, you talk to them about learning about relationship. They feel, I think everybody's talking about relationship. But when Kasala boss, now then go see they find therapist or go see they find relationship counselor or trying to things like that, you become desperate. So anything you want to do in life, you want to be a medical doctor, you spend years learning about it. You want to be a pilot, an engineer, you spend years learning. So when it comes to your relationships or certain aspects of your life, you also need to learn about them. And there's several of books and information for you to absorb to get your mind to be stronger and better and more intelligent when it comes to those things. So the lack of proper constructive approach to learning would still keep your mind stuck in the negative memories or impacts from experiences you've had in the past. So you need to use learning to help you, to equip you. Along with the memory you have, you need knowledge, you need sound judgment, you need wisdom, you need understanding to enable you to scale through in the present time and for the future as well.